All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Awesome. Take 2. Mark.
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. What's up?
Dude, we're back in the
We
studio.
are back. And I tell you, I think I've said this every time. I love doing the live show. Mm-hmm. It's great. It's fun to see our friends. You know, it's like you're out and about. It's different. It's fresh. But then the following week when we're back in the studio,
It's good to be back.
it's just good to be back.
Sometimes it's good to be back in an area where we only have about 30 people in the audience.
Right. This is way it's more limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, last week was overwhelming.
Wow. It's like being in the Roman Colosseum.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
I know. I had to look up, and Kayla was just like floating up there.
Well, it didn't help all those wild animals that we had borrowed from the zoo for the promo later.
Right, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. And I didn't think that recording on top of 2 separate elephants would be a good idea.
Right.
But
It worked.
It turned out it was a good idea.
It worked. Now, if elephant's perfect, I think your original idea of being on top of lions, that would have been crazy.
They wouldn't have stood still
That's
like
what
the
I'm
elephants did.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I got you.
Even though lions are way cooler than elephants.
Very true.
Can I just go on record here? We're making jokes about animals, wild animals. If I walked into the lobby one day and Drew had arranged to have an elephant in the lobby, I wouldn't even blink.
Oh my!
I wouldn't even look twice. I would just be like, Drew got an elephant. Of course he did.
Of course he did. Have you seen that viral clip of the person going down the stairs in an apartment building, and there's a male lion coming up the stairs, and they just like slowly turn around, and they turn around to like the level that they came from, and a female lion walks down the hallway.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's always primed with, what would you do in this situation?
Yeah.
And it would be jump down the center and just forget.
I think I would do as little as possible. I would try to just like either stand perfectly still or just slowly, steadily continue to move past. You know, like if you run, they're going to chase you.
Right.
I mean, I've never been chased by a lion.
Yet.
But I have been close up with no outside of, like we were in the Masai Mara in Kenya.
Oh.
And a big old hairy king of the jungle came walking right through our camp.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And we all just stayed still and watched it go.
You have a British accent? Was he like, hey, guys?
No, he was singing the theme song from The Lion King.
Oh, okay. All right. How'd you like my hey, guys British accent?
Yeah, that was it was bloody awful.
It was just me. Hey, guys. I'm British. What's up?
Right. And now here's my Scottish accent. It's Scottish.
Yeah.
Right.
You hear the difference?
Right. Oh, my goodness. All right, David, what do we got?
Man, we got big news this week.
We do?
Did you hear about the festival last week?
Oh, my God.
The Red
It's
Rose
huge.
International Film Festival?
The Red Rose International Film Festival went off without hitch, and it was literally, no matter how you measure, by attendance, by money made, or by the vibes.
Or with rulers.
Or with rulers, or measuring tape.
Yeah.
Or like just a piece of string. No matter how you measured it, it was a huge success.
That's awesome.
So shout out to everyone who came out and supported the festival. Shout out especially to the filmmakers.
Yeah.
Who, you know, we wouldn't have anything to show if it weren't for them. And just everyone who made it a great time. It was really, I loved every minute of it. I will say, I was among the last people to leave at the end of the day, Saturday night, obviously. And I woke up Sunday morning and I texted Ryan and Shayla. And I was like, I feel like I got hit by a bus. Like, I was so tired.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you stay for the movie?
I did not stay for the movie, but we stayed till the caterers were leaving and everybody was packing up and, you know, going goodbye. And, of course, I had started that day a little before 7 a.m. And, you know, it was a long, and, you know, like I've worked long days, but a lot of, like when I reflect on it, a lot of my long days, like when I work a 12-hour day, but a lot of that is either, sometimes it's literally watching a movie. So there's 2 hours, sitting in a recliner, or even like on a legit hard day, there's 12 hours, but most of it I'm sitting at my desk, you know what I mean? Or maybe I'm walking around doing some stuff. But like on Saturday, it was a 16-hour day, and all 16 hours I was on my feet. Well, except for when I was sitting down doing the podcast.
Right.
That was literally the only time I was sitting down.
Holy smokes.
It was a tough day.
I bet.
Yeah. But it was great. And it was so much fun. And I was just so happy that it was a success. And Ryan and I had a meeting. Ryan is the founder of the film festival, the guy in charge. Ryan and I had a meeting a few days after the film festival to sort of debrief. And we both agreed that it was great. And we both are like pumped for next year.
Yeah.
And if you remember, I forget how candid I was last year. At the end of the film festival in 2023, I needed a little bit of I needed to be talked into continuing.
Right.
I needed someone, I needed a reason to believe that this was worth doing. And we made some fundamental changes to the festival. And now at the conclusion of this year, I'm like, jackpot, let's go. I can't wait to do it again. So I have some really exciting ideas for 2025, and it's going to be great.
My favorite idea is the merry-go-round.
Yeah. Big time. Well, the elephants.
Film festival merry-go-round.
Film festival
You're
merry-go-round.
we're going to watch movies that only last to the ride.
No. We're going to watch one movie, but you only see it for a few seconds while you're on that side of the merry-go-round, and then you continue around. And then when you come back around, you catch a few more seconds of it. It's going to be great.
I love it.
It's a movie on an installment plan, but it's even worse because you miss
You missed part of it.
Right, you miss parts.
See, I was thinking you were in a cylinder, and the projector was there with you, always projecting just slightly in front of you.
Right. How much of the movie could you watch before you barfed?
Like none. I would have barfed before I got on.
David wouldn't have made it out of the opening credits. All right.
That's awesome.
All right. The Last Man, Paper Girls, why?
Dude.
Brian K. Vaughan.
Do you know who Brian K. Vaughan
Absolutely. He's the guy who created Saga, Paper Girls, The Last Man, and why?
Yeah. Do you know what else makes him extra special?
No, I never heard of this guy in my life.
He's my favorite comic book artist of all time.
I thought you were
Not
going to say...
artist, but writer.
Yeah.
Writer.
All right, so...
Why The Last Man is my favorite graphic novel series of all time.
Yeah, me too.
Paper Girls is a good, amazing runner-up, which they
Definitely.
did do a series of
Yeah.
on Prime. They did a series for Why the Last Man on Hulu, but I never watched it. And Saga's ongoing and great.
Did you not watch it because you love Why the Last Man so much and you couldn't bear to see what they had done to it? Like, why you just said this is your favorite graphic novel, and then it was on Hulu and you didn't watch it?
Well, I didn't have Hulu. And I didn't get it.
But 1,000 people. Somebody has Hulu.
You'd be surprised. You'd be... I have Hulu now, so I could go watch it now if it's still there. But... at the time, I just was like, I don't want to deal with Hulu's commercials.
Well, I was wondering. Okay, so it was literally just a pragmatic thing because I was wondering, like.
But it got panned. It was it was supposedly not great.
So you were like, I'm not even going to mess with my favorite content.
Yeah, I mean the books are absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
it's one of the best stories, and it would make a really good show or movie, which they had been working on forever, and then they finally did the show, and it had a lot of producer reshoots and stuff, and you just knew it wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
And I heard that it started off well, but then because they canceled it 2 episodes in, it just kind of floundered. So
Interesting. Okay.
But anyway, he is writing a remake of Forbidden Planet.
Are you referring to the 1956 classic science fiction film?
I am. Are you familiar?
No. Although, isn't there a great store called Forbidden Planet?
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm familiar with.
We've been there.
We've been there.
So this movie, which I don't know a lot about, and I started reading about it, and then I was like, you know what? I trust Brian K. Vaughan. I'm just going to wait.
Oh.
I'm like, I don't want to know too much.
Yeah.
But apparently it's in the Hall of Fame of movies or whatever. I forget what it's called. But it's incredibly influential on film and science fiction, and was a really big thing for what it did at the time. So, but it is, from 1956. So
I feel like it's the kind of title that people who know good movie trivia, constantly reference it. And then people like me have to just pretend to be familiar with it.
Well, what I was interested to find out was that it's, it is a sci-fi movie based on space and stuff, but it's based off a Shakespeare work of art. So.
Well, you can watch it on Apple TV.
OMG, I don't have Apple
And
TV.
here's an interesting fact. It stars Leslie Nielsen.
Really?
Yeah, I guess back when he must have been a young buck
Yeah.
back in the day.
Well, he was still probably gray.
I thought he was born gray. Right?
He's like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Always was bald.
Right.
He was always gray.
It also stars Walter Pidgeon and Anne Francis, both of whom look like movie stars that you would know from the 50s, but neither of whom I've ever heard of. But yeah, Forbidden Planet. Okay, so that's cool. That's like something to look forward to.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hope that it works out because I really like his writing
Yeah.
a lot. So,
Awesome.
what do you got? You got anything for me?
Well, I just felt like we are moseying up.
Well, that was our Mosey music.
How does one mosey?
Yeah.
Well, we are moseying up. We are sidling up to the holidays.
Yes.
No matter how you celebrate, we are getting ready. Or as one meme type of thing that I read on the internet said, we are getting to the season of let's circle back after Christmas.
Right.
Or let's circle back in the new year.
Let me guess what your favorite holiday of the season is.
Take a shot.
Is it November 19th?
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. And by the way, dear listeners, this is your last warning because by the time you're listening to this, it might be too late.
Oh my God.
You got to be shopping for David.
Yeah. Well, if you'll be hearing it one day before, you got like less than 24
Oh my
hours.
God. You better, just click pause.
Yeah. Go to the store.
Go shopping.
Buy something.
What store would you send them to? If they not online, not Amazon.com, not Ford.com.
I said you had to go find something
in Lancaster
for me
County, you had to go to a brick and mortar shop
and find something that I liked.
that you like.
I mean, the easiest answer would be like a Target.
Or Zootropolis.
Well, yeah, or Zootropolis. yeah. Because I love food.
Right.
So, and I like movies.
Right.
So
right. Perfect.
that'd be also great too.
Perfect. All right. So we're sidling up to moseying up to the holidays, and it's going to be a banger. We're getting ready to open the first thing that drops. I mean, tomorrow, the day you're probably listening to this podcast, tonight we have an Amazon exclusive.
Ooh.
You have to be an Amazon Prime member to get tickets, and you can only buy them through Fandango.
Really?
Yep. So Kayla and her friends and Amy are all going to see it in IMAX. And even me, I had to go online through my AmazonPrime.com
Whoa.
and buy tickets.
Well, so you're on tonight too?
I'm not. They're going.
Oh.
I had to pay the convenience fee and everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do your family members know how much you love them?
Well, I have to say, like, people complain about the convenience fee, and I get it, but I also still think that our convenience fee compared to like Ticketmaster or some of the evil people in the world is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
So anyway, Wicked is going to be the big winner, but Moana is going to be right there with it. But the first thing to drop is Wicked has a Monday night Fandango Amazon sneak, which is almost sold out. It has a Wednesday sneak, which is literally sold out. And then Wicked and Gladiator both open on Thursday at 2 p.m. And both of them are selling pretty well, but Wicked is selling on track with Deadpool.
Wow.
Just like we reported a few weeks ago, the pre-sales were consistent. The actual ticket sales now that we're in Wicked Week are crazy. Gladiator is selling pretty well. And then 4 days later, Moana 2.
Wow.
I know you're excited most for Moana.
I can't wait to see the TV show they stitched together to make a movie.
Right. I don't even care. It's the families are going nuts for it.
Yeah.
But what I also wanted to comment on is I was like, Drew and I were talking about what a disappointment Red One was. But now that Red One opened, it's doing all right. I mean, it opened to a $35 million opening.
Coming back.
And the reviews are positive, not in the sense of like, oh, this is a great movie, you got to see it. But in the sense of like, if you're looking for a fun, very entertaining holiday film, Red One checks all the boxes. It's funny. It's got a little story to it. Got a little action. It's a little bit touching. Like, come and check the box and enjoy the show. You know what I mean? Like Wicked is going to be clearly the better movie. Gladiator is going to be a better movie. You know, all the big boys. But Red One is like a solid choice for the holidays.
What happened? How's the worst Christmas pageant ever doing?
The best Christmas pageant ever.
Best Christmas pageant.
I have it down here as my dark horse.
Oh, okay.
This movie is doing great. By the time the big boys open, there's not going to be any big screens available for Best Christmas Ever, so I'm going to have it playing in Theater 8, where I expect it to sell out, and then anywhere that I can sneak a little extra show in between, because all the big, like Wicked and Gladiator, and then I'm not even getting into Bonhoeffer, because I think the Bonhoeffer audience doesn't listen to Penn Cinema Podcast, but the Bonhoeffer ticket sales are as good as Wicked. I think in Lidditz, not nationally, but in Lidditz, Wicked is going to just edge out Bonhoeffer.
Yeah, it's like the religious Nazi movie, right?
Yeah, it's a I don't even want to call it like a Christian film because it's not overtly a faith-based movie, but it's
made by a faith-based company.
Yeah, it's from Angel Studios, and it's just an inspiring story, but it's not like in your face, like, you know.
Did we watch the same trailer?
I'm not sure that I watched the trailer.
It's about a Nazi priest that goes undercover, and then is like
fights the resistance.
He urges the church to join the resistance. It's all about the church versus the Nazis.
But it's like an inspiring movie. It's not like, you know, The Passion of the Christ or something.
I would not be surprised if you're wrong about that.
Well,
I'm not saying it's going to be bad or anything. I'm just saying.
Well, what I want to.
Who it's coming from.
It's coming from Angel Studios,
and the message to be overly abundantly visual.
What's great about Angel Studios is their movies. They make good movies.
Sure. Okay.
They buy good movies, and Bonhoeffer is selling like hotcakes.
It does look good.
It's going to be a banger. And so we got Bonhoeffer, Wicked, and Gladiator, both of which are 2.5 or more hours.
That's crazy.
And then Best Christmas Pageant Ever is going to be sitting tight in Theater 8, popping in extra shows wherever I can. Red One's going to be chilling in Theater 12 or 7, popping in extra shows wherever I can. And yeah, so I mean, it's just an exciting time because then we roll right into like Sonic and Mufasa. It's gonna be a busy 2 months at your local multiplex.
The question I got is there going to be a Barbenheimer?
Well, everyone's trying to merge. Gladiator. Everyone's trying to like do Gladiator and Wicked, and it's just not happening. So no, there's not.
Okay.
And I
think they're too long.
They're both too long, and also like Barbie and Oppenheimer were kind of evenly matched. Like they were both, whatever your definition of big is, they were both big movies. Gladiator and Wicked are also both big movies, but Wicked is so clearly bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not really quite as even.
I think it's one of those things where like Wicked, like you said, it's clearly a winner. Gladiator looks like it could be.
Well, I will say I heard from my friend at Paramount that she said that Gladiator is a really good movie.
Okay, good.
And she would give me the skinny, like, you know, I've had, maybe not her exactly, but folks in her positions are pretty candid with me about what we're dealing with.
Okay.
And she said it's a really good movie, and she might be right because as we get closer and closer to opening day, like the Gladiator ticket sales are ticking up. Like they're picking up. Like Wicked was great out of the gate, and Gladiator is kind of like coming on. You know, so they're building up. But yeah, and then we also have like. We're bringing back all the holiday movies in December, and we have I Heard the Bells. I don't know if you remember that one. And so there's just a lot of like if it's a good time to be a moviegoer if you live near a Penn Cinema.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's some exciting news. But would you say that's all the news this week?
I would.
Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, his signature move.
That was the short.
Yeah.
That was the.
I was like, where's this coming from?
That was the turbo move.
That's what we call it.
What's up?
Turbo move.
What's up?
I like it.
How do you like me now? David, this week we have a remarkably strong lineup of trailers. I would go so far as to say there's not a bad one on the list. There's definitely some that are on the lower end. Like there's some that are not as good as the others.
Right.
But I would say that every single movie on this list I would watch.
Maybe not one of them for me.
All right, let's start there. Which one?
Probably The Room Next Door. I don't know if it look. I don't understand what it's about.
But it's one of these death and dying movies.
Okay.
And I think it's, I'm probably not going to watch it, but it looks very touching. We'll start right there. The movie's called Room Next Door. It stars Julianne Moore and Tilda Swinton, and it looks like it takes place somewhere in like some Scandinavian country, I want to say. It looks beautiful. It looks well done. It looks touching. I'm sure that you should bring your tissues and cry. It's not 100% my cup of tea, but it's also coming from Sony Pictures Classics, which they only make good movies. So, I think this is going to be a great movie. I look forward to opening it in Theater 1. It'll do strong on Wednesdays with the senior matinees.
This reminds me of the type of movie, and I love him to death. The Big O would have been when he was living in this country before he got engaged to a wonderful Spain-ish lady.
Spanish?
Yeah.
And they live in Spain now?
They live in Spain.
And
now.
he's not big, right?
No, he's small.
That's the irony. That's not because, and he says it every time you see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm short.
Right. Hey, you're the Big O. Yeah, it's funny because I'm not big.
Yeah, he loves it. As in he doesn't. But,
which doesn't stop us.
No, not
right.
at all. But he would be like, you want to see this movie? And it would be like The Room Next Door, where I'd be like, I'll do something. Mm-hmm. And then I'd go and I'd love it. Mm-hmm. And it would be because he would take me to see these like, I guess this isn't indie, but these smaller dramatic films that I would normally not watch on my own that would wind up being like classics. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Okay.
So anyway.
All right.
My next runner-up for least likely to watch, The Last Showgirl, starring Pamela Anderson. Story about the last show of the big showgirls in Vegas, and an aging star looking to move on. Well, what do? You spent your whole most of your life being a showgirl. Like, what's next?
I agree. This movie doesn't really jump out at me as something I'm anxious to see, but I thought it looked...
I think it looks amazingly made. It
looks well made. Yeah. I love movies that take place in Vegas. I'm just a sucker for that scenery. It's kind of like movies that are shot in Italy. Like it's a great place to film a movie.
Right.
# Ocean's 11. And it's not necessarily a movie that I'm excited to watch, but it's a movie and it looks like it's well made. Stars Pamela Anderson. It's called The Last Showgirl.
Right.
And then rounding up the bottom three, we have Wolfman trailer number 2, which opens on January 17th. I am more likely to... Your measure, what you taught me, low those many years ago. David had to giggle like a girl because he was drinking when I said that.
Yeah.
And he had to control himself. So that's why he went low those many years ago when we first started the show, and I was not a trailer guy.
Right.
And I wasn't into. I didn't understand.
You were like, what's the point?
Yeah. And your lesson to me was when you were like being Obi-Wan. You were like, a good trailer. We would talk about trailers, and you would say, Penn, when you watch the trailer, as a result of watching the trailer, are you more likely, less likely, or the same to see this movie as a result of watching the trailer? And I'll say this movie here called The Wolfman, which opens on January 17th, is the trailer makes me more likely to watch this movie.
Yeah, me too. I do feel it's not a great trailer, but I think it paints the picture of the movie that makes me more interested.
Yes.
In it. So,
and I just, what's her name? The female star, the blonde from the Ozarks.
Oh, I don't know.
With the curly hair, she was in the Ozarks. We just love her, even though we don't love her enough to remember her name. But she looked great in this movie, and it just looks like it was kind of well made. And it's not my favorite kind of movie because it looks scary as hell.
It does look scary.
But it looks pretty good. I would watch it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
So the premise of this one, like, because it's from the part of the new monster universe, which includes the Invisible Man, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Well, the premise is they get attacked by a werewolf, a family.
A werewolf?
Father, son, and a daughter. Yeah. And the dad gets scratched or bitten.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happens to the original werewolf, but the idea is that it's not like, because the full moon, like the wolf, the lycanthrope thing is like, sometimes it's every night and sometimes it's only when it's mostly full moon, which is a couple days.
Yeah.
But the idea is that he immediately starts becoming a werewolf, and it's like what's going on and that kind of stuff.
Is a werewolf the same as a werewolf?
A werewolf?
A werewolf?
Oof.
A werewolf?
Yeah.
Same as werewolf, right?
Yeah.
Okay, same thing.
Werewolf.
If it's a full moon on Easter, do you get werewolf Jesus?
Is he a werewolf? I don't know. Was he bitten by a werewolf? I don't.
Wolfman looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now we're getting into the meat of things.
All right, where are you going next?
I mean, do we want to leave the big three for the end?
Probably.
Okay, well then the next one up is, I mean, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say this. When I watched this, it was my trailer of the week, but then I watched my actual trailer of the week. The next title is The Amateur, starring Rami Malek. It opens in April. It's from our friends at 20th Century. And on its face, it looks like a boring old pizza movie about a guy who's, the bad guy's killed his wife and now he wants revenge.
He's going to become a super soldier.
Right. Blah, blah, blah.
At the beginning of this trailer, I was so tuned out.
Right.
By the end, totally different.
This movie was almost my trailer of the week just because they took a overplayed, this premise has been beaten to death. But I think that Rami is so good.
Yeah.
And it looks like the movie is done so well. I'm actually hyped for this title, and I almost gave it my trailer of the week.
What the shtick to this and what really, catches you is that it's not just a guy learns to become a killer.
Right.
And he's trained.
Right.
Like right away in the trailer, they're like, you don't have what it takes. Like you couldn't pull the gun and shoot a guy.
Right.
Well, maybe he couldn't face to face pull the gun, but he can lay an elaborate trap that kills him. And
he also is revealed throughout the trailer to have his own super talents.
Yeah.
By having been a high-level computer nerd for the CIA.
Yeah, like he knows how to work things to make accidents happen.
Right.
Deadly accidents happen.
Right.
And that's kind of how he gets people rather than just shooting them.
I think the combination of a good revenge story with a nerd, who finds his superpowers, who exacts that revenge, and it looks like there's a couple twists and turns throughout. I think this movie looks great.
Yeah, I agree.
I really do.
I agree. All right. For whatever reason, I cannot remember Better Man.
Better Man is also... I watched Better Man and I was like, this is my trailer of the week. And then I watched The Amateur and I was like, this is my trailer of the week. And then I watched The One We'll Leave for Last and I was like, and that is my trailer of the week. But Better Man is the Robbie whatever rock star as a monkey.
Yeah, you really poo-pooed on the first trailer.
I poo-pooed on the first trailer. The second trailer, I get it now.
Okay.
And it looks so original, so fresh, so fun, so touching. Like, I can't wait to see this movie.
So, all right, so
it's from Paramount. It opens in January.
Yeah, give the rundown of like how you get it now.
What's the guy's name?
It's Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams. First of all, I should say it comes from Paramount and it opens in January. And what that means to you right now is that I'm going to put this trailer on every show of Wicked and every show of Gladiator over Thanksgiving because I think it appeals to both of those audiences because it has the musical angle, it has the touching angle. It's from Paramount, so it goes on Gladiator. Anyway, so the reason why I get it now is because it's not... I was confused. Well, first of all, the first time, as you remember, I didn't know Robbie Williams was a real guy.
Right.
Now I did from the first trailer. And I didn't really understand from the first trailer, is it like a regular movie and then he has these flashbacks or images of himself as an ape, as a monkey? And what we see from the second trailer is, no, his entire life, the character of himself is this monkey. So we see him as a baby or as a very young child, in a monkey, talking to his probably grandmother, played by Olivia Colman. And then we see him grow up, and he gets into this band. And so it's really his life story.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where he's just starting to make it with these 5 guys, and they're like, look around, because in 5 years we're all going to be super rich and we're going to hate each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to say that's
the idea is that he's never seen himself like everyone else, and to exemplify that, they make him look like a monkey.
Right. And sometimes the monkey is cute and adorable. Sometimes the monkey shows its fangs. And this is one of the, go watch a trailer. It's called A Better Man, and I'm not doing it justice. David can't do it justice because it's a life,
very visual.
It's a life story about somebody told to a monkey. You can't quite just with words. You got to watch it. And I'm all on board. I think this is good. So now I get it. So it's not the life story of some guy and he sometimes sees himself as a monkey or there's flashbacks. It's a life story told kind of like when Pharrell Williams told his life story through Legos.
Right. Yes,
it's a totally different way of looking at your life. I think it looks great. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it does look really good.
It's called A Better Man from Paramount.
A surprise movie for me, and I'm not going to say it's like the best or anything, it's called The Return.
This should have been in when we did the bottom.
Yeah, it does. Surprise! It's not my surprise. Isn't surprise? It looks good. It's surprise that they made it because it's the Odyssey,
right?
Right, and it's told from the more of the perspective of Penelope and
Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, from the perspective of Penelope Cruz reading the Odyssey.
Right. See, now that's a movie.
You'd watch that.
That's a movie I would watch.
Yeah, it stars Ray Fiennes.
Ralph
Fiennes, and Ralphie is Odysseus, and things happen.
I think it looks meh, but it
does. But it's Bleecker Street. So
it's Bleecker Street. I'm opening it. I'm playing it here in Lidditz. I have very low expectations for it. Hopefully, somebody comes to see it.
You know what? It made me make the connection to that I felt so dumb for never making the connection to. Is she's like, shoot the arrow through the axe heads.
Right.
I forgot that was from the Odyssey. And I've never, ever, ever thought about the Odyssey during that production company that has that as their logo, where the guy shoots the arrow through all the holes. And now I'm like, of course.
I get it.
That's what that is.
I get it now.
I'm like you with the Better Man trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now we've come to the top of the pile.
Yes.
We have 3 big movies. We're going to review all 3 of them at the same time.
Simultaneously.
The movies are Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which opens at the end of May.
Okay.
And then in the middle we have Thunderbolts. That opens the beginning of May 2nd. And then the first movie up chronologically is Captain America: Brave New World, which opens on Valentine's Day. So on Valentine's Day we get Captain America, then we get the Thunderbolts in the beginning of May, and then at the end of the May, which would be Memorial Day, we get Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. All of these trailers are awesome.
Yes.
I recommend watching all of them. Let's break them down one by one.
Let's do it.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
This is my trailer of the week.
It should be. This is awesome. I picked a different one, but I have no problem with you picking this as your trailer of the week. It was dope.
You know what really does it for me about this trailer?
Wait, can I guess?
Go ahead.
Is it the fact that they spliced in a couple of bits from the original, like old Mission Impossible movies to sort of impress upon you that this is, the full franchise?
It's partially that.
Okay.
I was going to say it's how it has a consistent musical pacing throughout the entire thing, and every scene they show is like effective in what it's like conveying, like either high stakes or like emotional connection with other characters, loss, looking back at the other movies, and it's just the way the music swells and the images, like the cuts work well with it. It doesn't feel like someone chopped up a movie and
made a trailer.
Yeah. It feels like using with the things that you said, it feels like a memoir to the series.
Yeah, and using your original measure, this trailer, not that I wasn't already hyped, this trailer made me uber hyped.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is awesome.
The cinematics, the stunts
Yeah.
look great.
And Tom Cruise did all of them.
Yeah, hanging off a plane again. Someone
Upside
buy this
down.
guy a first class ticket
Right.
so he realizes he doesn't have to hang on the outside of planes.
A lot of people riding on the inside of planes.
Yeah, it's a new thing, but you know,
I'm almost always on the inside.
give it a shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So give me your next one.
Next up, Captain America: Brave New World opens on Valentine's Day. Big Marvel movie. This looked good. This looked great. I'm psyched for it. Good trailer.
I'm really the trailer for this looks great, and I really hope it turns out to be. I mean, this movie was plagued by reshoots and stuff, and I hope that they did them for good reasons. So,
Let me ask you this, because the big thing in this trailer, as opposed to the previous trailer, was in the previous trailer there was a tease of the Red Hulk. I was trying to follow along. Does Harrison Ford turn into the Red Hulk?
yes.
Dun dun. That's awesome.
So
Come on.
that's
That's lit.
amazing. So there's two things. This trailer also reveals more of the plot, which is going to be the leader brainwashing or mind controlling characters. The leader is from the first Hulk movie.
Okay.
I know you.
I knew that, obviously.
Remember.
Of course.
The guy gets blood that drips into it from the Hulk. That
Yeah.
drips into his brain.
I knew that.
And then it's going to be the Red Hulk. And I hope it's not just the Red Hulk as a carbon copy of the Hulk. Because the thing that makes the Red Hulk threatening is that it's Thunderbolt Ross as the Red Hulk. He retains he's not a rage monster. He retains his general strategy mind and everything.
I bet you they will keep that, because in the trailer he goes out of his way to say I was a wartime general, now I'm a wartime president.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be the Red Hulk. I hope what I hope for in this movie is that the Red Hulk thing plays out early enough in the movie that the Red Hulk is a character throughout the movie.
Team them up. Yeah. I agree. Now, did you notice some of the things about the Red Hulk is he, unlike the Hulk who has gamma radiation, he's got hot radiation. You notice when he's changing, the ground starts burning around him.
Did not see that.
Because he burns everything around him. Yeah, but it looks really good. Even at the opening, I love how he lands ahead of the sonic boom and he's wait for it. And
Yeah.
knocks all the guys down.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Mackie is awesome,
Oh, he's
and
so
it's
good.
great that he's going to be front and center on this movie. And another good example of Disney Plus, because a lot of what happened in Disney Plus sets this up,
Right. Oh, yeah.
or at least plays into it.
A lot of the characters are introduced. Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to
My trailer of the week,
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Asterix. So
Asterix.
tell me, what is it about this?
So Mission Impossible, Captain America, and Thunderbolts were the top 3 trailers. We all agreed that all 3 of them are awesome.
Yeah, they all could have been trailer of the week on a
Yep.
week without the other two.
Yep. Mission Impossible was your trailer of the week because of how they filmed it, how they created the trailer. Thunderbolts was my trailer of the week because it achieved for me what the reason I fell in love with Marvel movies was because the first Iron Man was exciting and adventurous and funny, right? It had a good comic line throughout it.
Yeah.
And this Thunderbolts trailer made me laugh a number of times.
Right, yeah.
Out loud. And that's why I'm giving it my trailer of the week.
I'm glad I was here to make sure you watched the right one. Not that it was any fault, because it's listed as a sneak peek trailer,
Right.
And so it's not listed as trailer. So it's very easy to pick the.
Well, my favorite part was when what's his face from Stranger Things, who plays the dirty Santa.
Yeah.
When he's got that thick Russian accent and he goes, "That's what I talk about." I thought it was great. But everything throughout the film, the trailer, everything the comedy is clearly a central part. Not that it's an action movie.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel movie, clearly, but it's got that great Marvel, comedic tone to it.
What I love is that they point out the fact that they're all basically the same type of hero.
Right.
Whereas in like the Avengers is a bunch of people with different powers.
That all complement each other somehow.
Right. These are all just people who punch.
So we're all punching shooters?
Yeah. So they can't.
And what's the deal? I don't want you to spoil anything for anybody, but what's the deal with Bob?
He's the Sentry, his character.
What's that?
Basically Marvel's Superman.
So there's like all these characters with these exciting names being introduced throughout the trailer, and then at the end it says, "And I'm Bob."
Now I don't know how they'll do it in this movie. I'm sure it won't be anything the same, but the way that Marvel introduced the character, I'm going to get a little nerdy for you,
Please.
is Bob was just a guy, and it turned out that he had been this character called the Sentry since the existence of Marvel. He's like the most powerful hero of all time, right? But he had a psychological problem where his dark side made a split personality, which made him the most evil villain of all time at the same time, where he wouldn't remember. So the only way that the bad guy couldn't exist is if the good guy couldn't exist. And the only way to make it so that it never happened is they erased everyone, including his mind, that he ever existed. And so he was just living life as a normal guy until something happened and he remembered he was the Sentry.
I mean, I don't want to blow your mind, but that could be
us.
That could be us.
I know.
We're just waiting to get called up.
Yeah, greatest podcast of all time.
This is great.
Yeah. You don't remember when you had the greatest podcast of all time? And I'm like, it's right now, buddy.
It's right now, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so my trailer of the week is Thunderbolts. David's trailer of the week is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And by the way, just in general, 2025,
it's going to be fly.
brace yourselves.
Yeah.
Shit's going to get real because this is just May.
Yeah.
You know, we already have 3 massive blockbusters lined up.
It's going to be good.
That doesn't even count Wolfman. You know what Wolfman sounds like when he eats a lot of beans?
What's that?
They're good for your heart.
Good for your heart.
Okay, movie review.
Yeah. Watched a movie called A Real Pain. Pain?
Pain. Or as people from the South like to call me, Pin.
Did you watch this movie?
Did I watch A Real Pain?
Yeah.
Starring Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin.
How much of this movie can you tell me without looking at the notes?
Without looking at the notes? Well, there's these 2 brothers, and they struggle to get along, even though deep down,
Well, I mean, you've already messed
they
it up.
really love each other.
What do you said, 2 brothers?
Why? Because there's a third that I don't know about?
Because they're cousins.
I'm teasing, David. I did watch this movie.
Okay.
I knew they were cousins. Grandma Dory died, and they're trying to pay homage to her by going on a trip to Poland, to Warsaw, where they took a Holocaust tour, but also wanted to visit her. Her home, you know, which I thought that was interesting what that ended up being. I didn't know which way that was going to go. I thought they were going to like stumble upon like the most beautiful mansion in town and find out that she's rich, because that was one of the storylines was how they don't like these rich people. And then I thought, well, if it's not that, it's going to be like a ghetto shack. And what it was just this like normal, unremarkable like little home in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie. I didn't think it was awesome, but I did enjoy it. It's very pleasant. I hate to say this because I'm not usually one to like pick this out, but I felt like there was a lot of overacting. I felt Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin, both of whom I love, I feel like they were like hamming it up too much. Like, okay, we get it. You're hyper and you curse a lot, and you're, you know.
I don't think that they were hyping it up or they were overacting as much as there wasn't enough subplot.
There wasn't enough else going on.
It wasn't that they were overacting. It's just that you never had a break.
Right. And the movie's only 90 minutes, which I guess is good.
It felt longer.
You're absolutely right. It would have been interesting if there were other storylines.
Yeah. Like I thought, you know, they go on this tour, and I thought there was going to be a lot more interaction with the other people.
Right.
Like I thought Kieran Culkin's character was going to wind up hooking up with the lady.
Well, don't you think he did?
Well, he hangs out with her, but they never like
Right.
make it out to be
Yeah.
anything more than just like
Yep. I
kind
gotcha.
of buddies. But I thought that it was going to go
You
that
spent
way.
the night in her room,
Yeah, okay.
but maybe they were hanging out talking.
Because he
know,
comes back
yeah.
and he grabs a bunch of beer and
Yeah.
he goes
Yeah, maybe they're just
and
chit-chatting.
hanging out with her. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What I thought one of the most interesting things about this movie to me was that Emma Stone was one of the producers,
Interesting.
which was not at all promoted. You know, it wasn't like an Emma Stone movie or anything. It was just casually her name tacked on to one of the credits. And what I will say about this is it has some of the most beautiful cinematography.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost like a love letter to Poland.
Yeah.
You know, the way they were shooting some of the scenery and the travelogue, if you will.
Okay, let me say my biggest flaw of this movie, and it really like took me out of it, and that's the score was absolutely like very poorly done. And I know that they were going for a theme here, and that was the piano thing. And a lot of movies like this will have a scene because they use the same song over and over and over again, the piano theme, and it's one that's used in a lot of like indie-ish, smaller, like slow-paced movies, and it conveys this like sense of like slowing down and taking things in and everything. But they played it over and over and over again of just scenes of them just like walking around Poland and throughout, and it just like I was like, just any music that's just not the solo piano going on and on and on, is really started to take me out of the movie a lot. And yeah,
How much did you love the British tour guide?
he was great.
He was great.
Yeah. I will say that this movie is, for as much as we're saying it's just okay, it's more powerful than it lets on emotionally.
Yeah.
It definitely deals with some heavy hitting things, both involving the Holocaust and then just like relating to people, loss, growing up, growing older, growing apart,
Family dynamics.
I think my favorite part of this movie is the juxtaposition between the opening scene and the closing scene, because it opens up
Yep.
and
Yeah.
it opens up with Kieran Culkin sitting there, and it says the title "A Real Pain," and you get it from the trailers, from everything you know. Kieran Culkin's going to be a real pain.
Right.
And then at the end of the movie, after learning everything you know about everything, you see Kieran Culkin sitting there again, pretty much the same spot. You get that he is a broken person, and it says a real pain.
He is experiencing a real pain.
A real pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was smarter, I might identify even more to this movie. I mean, it was
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the Holocaust storyline, maybe that's another storyline that I'm missing. Not that I missed it, but just that, you know, maybe they even said even more than what I figured.
I did. I think other than that juxtaposition, my favorite part was they're visiting the memorial, which was the camp and concentration camp, and just how they were like, look, 2 miles away.
Yeah.
Like you could see the town.
Yeah.
From this camp, and everyone
Yeah.
in town could see the camp, and like that was, you know, very real, very touching. But then when they left, just everyone on the bus,
Right.
on the way back,
Right.
and like the different emotional things that everyone's feeling after just looking at it.
What I thought you were going to say was then later when the two cousins were on the rooftop smoking a joint, and they're like, "Oh my God, those are the lights of the camp we just saw." Like,
Right.
we're in this city and we can see the camp.
Right.
You know what I mean? On the horizon, but still you can see it.
Yeah.
It's almost, for as much as we're sort of bad mouthing it, it's almost the kind of movie like, should I watch it again? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I almost want to watch it again. And like I said, it's really easy to take in. It's
Yes.
not a stressful movie. It's not a, you know, in your face. It was perfect for me. I watched it in the morning with a cup of coffee. It was that perfect morning type of movie situation. Which, by the way, did you know coffee's free on Tuesday mornings?
I did not.
Yeah, come in Tuesday morning, $8. See this movie, get a free coffee. and enjoy the show. I was going to say one other thing. I forget what it was. I was going to say my favorite scene. And what was it? When they're in town in front of the war memorial and they all pose for pictures and one by one they agree to go up.
Yeah.
And I thought that that's the kind of thing, like that one scene had what I wanted for the whole movie.
Yeah.
Was where all of them were sort of a unit. And I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah, agreed. And I also like the part where Kieran Culkin's like, it freaks out at the table, and then you finally get a picture of like what everyone's been thinking about him.
Right.
Yeah. And this movie has a lot of, I'm going to give it best movie ever, because I would recommend it to people who like this kind of like more dramatic, slow stuff.
Yep, I
think
agree.
it's good, and I would even sit through it again.
Best movie ever. Yeah. And that's my deciding factor. Is that if I had a friend of mine that wanted to see A Real Pain, I would go with them and see it.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So next week is Wicked.
Oh boy.
We gonna do Gladiator the week after?
I guess.
I think we have to. Unless you want to watch Moana.
I thought you were going to say unless you want to watch them both. Do a twofer.
I don't have time.
A Wicked-ator.
You have time? I don't have time.
I don't have time.
Because we got a big thing on Friday we can't talk about.
Right.
And then I got my family's Thanksgiving's on Saturday.
Damn.
And then we're here on Sunday doing the big business.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So next week is Wicked and probably Gladiator the week after. And that's the deal with that.
All right. Well, that takes us to listener feedback.
Yes.
Questions, comments, answers, so forth and so on.
Listener feedback, questions, comments, answers, and so forth. And first off, we have an elderly listener from Brooklyn.
Oh, my goodness. Are you going to read this in your elderly voice?
Back in my day, we had to read podcasts, and they were called newspapers.
It was the opinion column.
This young man writes in from Brooklyn, and if legend has it, he was alive before they invented paper. So the podcast joke about being in a newspaper doesn't even land.
He was like, back in my day, podcasts were written in the ground.
We have... That's a good one. I see what you. That's a good one. Yeah, because it makes you take your mind to the. Yeah, that's a next level shit right there. The elderly Brooklyn listener writes in. So I feel like I don't know how familiar you are with the elderly Brooklyn listener, but I've been deciphering notes from this gentleman for many years.
Every third letter, when you take out,
it's something like
schedules.
A lot of times you have to read the stuff he sends twice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you want me to, shall I?
You need to interpret.
I'll interpret.
Half the time I'm like, I know there's a message.
There's a message here. I know what the message is. The main and only significant message is, so he was very impressed that we were broadcasting live.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the word live.
Right.
That comes into play later.
Okay.
So first off, he writes, the elderly Brooklyn listener writes, enjoyed this one very much. Learning stuff when I thought I knew everything. That's the main point.
Yeah.
That right there, you could stop right there, and he has communicated to you the important piece of information.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it. He actually even learned something, and then he made a little joke about himself, about, I feel like I know everything, and I still learn, so okay, very sweet, very nice note. But because he was so impressed with that we were broadcasting live. He immediately related us to Saturday Night Live.
Which is exactly how this show is.
With no context.
The llamas out there.
With no context.
Yeah.
He goes on to write, so he says, learning stuff when I thought I knew everything. If Che and Jost were no longer on SNL, I'd have no reason to watch it. Right? So what he's saying there,
that jump.
But see, I'm here to build the bridge for you. The bridge is from us recording live to Saturday Night Live, and then his thoughts on Saturday Night Live, which are he really likes Colin Jost and Michael Che, who are the Weekend Update hosts. If you're not already familiar, I agree. I love Che and Jost; they're terrific. Then he takes another leap, which I can build another bridge for you. So the missing sentence is. Speaking of Saturday Night Live,
yeah,
right? So but there's no missing sentence. So he says, learning stuff when I thought I knew everything. If Che and Jost were no longer on SNL, I'd have no reason to watch it. I did have dinner with Jane Curtin and her husband in Lakeville once. Me and the rest of the people in the place. Carry on, as I know you will, elderly Brooklyn listener. So the missing sentence there is, if Che and Jost were no longer on SNL, I'd have no reason to watch it. And then it should have had a sentence that says, or I'm saying it could have had a sentence that said, speaking of Saturday Night Live, because, Jane Curtin was one of the original stars of SNL, which we learned, I already knew it, but a lot of people just learned it from that movie, Saturday Night. He goes on to say, speaking of Saturday Night Live, I did have dinner with Jane Curtin and her hubby in Lakeville. That's Lakeville, Connecticut. Me and the rest of the people in the place. So in other words, it's a joke because he leads you to believe he had dinner with Jane Curtin, but then he lets you in on the joke. Well, actually, he was just in the room. He was in the room at the same time, right? I was in the room one time having dinner with Whoopi Goldberg, but she was 4 tables over there.
Right.
So anyway, and then he concludes, very nice sign off, says, carry on, as I know you will. So thank you, elderly Brooklyn listener.
What a guy.
What a guy. Indeed. You have no idea what an understatement you just said.
He is so cryptic. He should get into cryptocurrency.
He should get into cryptocurrency. He would rule.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
So then we have another great listener comes to us. That's right. Pen's doing his moves.
I like how quick this one is.
Yeah. My question is, did you win Amy's heart on the dance floor?
That's absolutely. I busted a move.
Yeah, 'cause it's clear.
And she was like, I got to be with that guy.
Done.
Yeah, I got to know more about that cat.
Frodo writes in. She says the new logo is way better.
Hey.
Congrats on it. I appreciate that it conveys the theater projector. I especially like the letterform version. It's very stylish. And then she went on to correct me in a very polite way.
In a very what way?
Polite.
Polite.
Yeah. I had said when describing Interstellar 5555 that it was humans that got taken to an alien planet that were then converted into alien musicians. But it's actually that all of our musicians on Earth have actually been aliens that have been captured and put into slavery.
Right.
And then used for some sort of ritual.
Which actually, if that was true, it would explain a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going off of.
We're looking at you, Keith Richards.
Yeah. Looking at you, Robbie Williams.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Think you can just be a monkey and we won't notice?
Right.
Yeah. And then we heard from Nick Landis playing already.
Yeah.
He says, just want to say I had a great time at the Red Rose International Film Festival. It was nice getting to see a bunch of different short films and chat with the filmmakers in between blocks. I tried to write down my thoughts on all the films, but I'll give you 2 short shout-outs. Now, question. Is it RRIF or is it RRFF? Did they drop the international part?
I believe that the full name is International Film Festival, but I believe...
It's RIF.
Right, but I believe it's written RRFF.
Why? If only I knew someone on the board who could answer these types of questions.
They would have to be like the chairman, the founding chairman, someone who's been president its entire run.
Yeah. If only.
If only we had access.
It would be
to the cabinet, and if not the president, then maybe the vice president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll never have access like that.
Right.
Not on this show. All right, he says the movie Adjournment. This was a student film, and for a student film, the setting, HMU, I don't know what that is, and costumes were surprisingly good. I like the concept. It had a little fun twist. I guess it's a college, probably.
A twist.
This is The Clock. The Clock was in the Red Rose block, and so was produced in Lancaster. I was quite put off by the narration in this one, but the sci-fi plot was interesting, and you could tell a lot of thought went into the mechanics, which I always appreciate. Looking forward to next year.
Holla!
Holla!
You know, the people who wrote in right away wanting passes, that time when we gave away passes was the Shadow, who never materialized.
He didn't show up?
I don't think so. If he did, I missed him.
Oh.
And then also...
It's the final countdown.
I think you spoiled the surprise and I didn't catch the cue.
The final countdown.
You know what that intro needs, and I'm going to provide it next time.
What's that?
A cowbell,
Actual kazoo?
like a wooden cowbell.
I want to see it.
That would be dope. Top 10 Sarah writes in, thank you. So anyway, so she won the passes and she's expressing her gratitude.
Yes.
She was present and accounted for. I saw her many times, or a handful of times. I saw her at Zootropolis. I saw her at the awards
Nice.
party.
She really dived in.
Yeah, I was
So
a
good.
little, these like the film festivals are always a little bit tricky for me because I don't get to like sort of chat with anybody. It's kind of like when you're at a wedding, you know, or your own wedding, you know, like
I know.
I was really running around,
Yeah.
you know, all day, but it was great to see her periodically. Anyway, she wrote, "Thank you so much for giving me the free pass to the festival. I went last year having no idea what I was in for. This year, I enjoyed it even more. Of course, the highlight was the live taping of the podcast. I also watched some amazing films and have been talking about them to my colleagues for days. The best was the feature-length documentary Banned Together.
I've heard a lot about it.
I really hope it gets some kind of wide release as the story of book banning deserves to be heard and seen." Just on an editorial note here, Banned Together did receive the award for Best Documentary. And as she was leaving the podium after thanking the audience,
Sarah.
no, the filmmaker, who I believe was named Jen.
I thought this was what she said. She got up there and read this.
So I think the filmmaker's name was Jen. And as Jen was leaving the podium, I said to her, I shook her hand and said, "Congratulations." And I said, "Please let me know when you want to come and screen this film at the theater again, because I would love to show this movie." Because I agree with Sarah that it is a very important topic, and I hate how relevant it is. Anyway, Top 10 Sarah goes on to write, "One funny thing about that day." Just one funny.
Just one. That means that it better be something that happened at our show.
It better be.
Yeah.
You tell me only one funny thing happened. It had darn well better have been in Theater 14 between 12 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay, she goes on to write. She goes on to write. Top 10 Sarah goes on to write, "One funny thing about that day, I had a friend come to my house to let the dogs out. Who
let the dogs out?
And I realized I had left the first drafts of my Post-it notes on the kitchen counter. So the first note read, 'I love PCP,' which means one thing to the listeners of the Penn Cinema podcast, and apparently means something completely different to the rest of the world. It also meant that the other 3 Post-it notes made it sound like I was on PCP. Can anyone let me out of this alley? Best podcast I've ever heard. And wait, is this Hot Topic?" Most likely came from the mind of someone high on PCP. That is so funny.
I love it.
That's
a great story.
Perfect story. Sarah goes on to write, "I'm looking forward to next week to see Wicked with everyone's favorite sister. I have never seen Wicked the musical, although I've heard many of the songs or seen it in any form." I'm sorry, I butchered that. She writes, "I have never seen Wicked the musical, heard any of the songs, or seen it in any form of fashion. Everyone's favorite sister, however, is the total opposite. It's her favorite musical ever, and she could probably recite every line to all the songs, if not the entire musical. So it will be interesting to see how that is." She says, "So it'll be interesting to see how we review it." Did you see me interrupt myself? I interrupted my own damn self.
I was like, what's going on here? Oh my gosh.
She wrote, "It will be interesting to see how we review it." And I was going to interrupt myself to say that is really interesting. A big high profile movie with one person who knows nothing goes in completely fresh, and another person is similar to when you and I watched Dune.
Yeah. I guess you can say that. Yeah. Now are you familiar with Wicked?
I've seen it.
Okay.
Yes. You've not?
We're in the same boat.
Oh, interesting.
I know the basic outline.
Yeah. So Penn and Jen will review it.
Yeah.
And now I'm sorry. I am not trying to put myself in a class with everyone's favorite sister, because yes, I have seen it. Yes, I'm familiar with the songs. No, I could not recite any of it. I could barely give you a plot.
Yeah.
But I have seen it and I remember loving it.
I know the Defying Gravity song.
Yeah.
I don't know who sings it.
Okay.
I know that I've heard it and I liked it.
Right. Okay, so Penn, Jen, David, and Sarah, 4 reviews from 4 competing perspectives. We'd love other people's perspectives. Wicked's going to be a big, high-profile title, so hit us up, podcast@penncinema.com, if you want to let us know what you thought of Wicked.
Yeah.
Whether you came to the Amazon screening tomorrow night, or the early sneak peek Wednesday night, or if you came with the masses Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Interesting. All right, let's move on because I got a big question.
Oh, I can't wait.
This is one of the big questions.
Yeah.
Tonight,
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and I thought, man, what's it with you? As he presents himself on the red carpet.
I'm getting the hang of that.
Yeah, this is a slow bow.
It is.
Like,
you got to
that
take
was
your
regal.
time. You
Yeah.
got to take your time getting into that one. So what am I up to? I tell you,
Yeah.
there's an artsy fartsy movie called Small Things Like These, starring Cillian Murphy and Emily Watson, and it is amazing.
Really?
Yes.
I heard a review of this movie,
Talk to me.
and the movie was that it was acted very well, but it was very boring. Can you guess who I heard that from?
Jason. Goonies Jason, Encyclopedia Brown himself. I can see why somebody would say that. It is 100% a slow movie. This is a period piece that I want to say takes place in the late 40s. It's beautifully shot, beautifully acted, and incredibly subtle. But it is a heavy hitter. So anyway, I watch Small Things Like These, and I love it. And I've also, as always, been watching a lot of YouTube.
Whoa.
YouTube is my favorite platform.
That's me too. I watch the most
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah. What about you, David? What's with you?
What? I'll tell you what's with me.
What is with you?
I will tell you what is with me.
Oh, snap.
Let me
David's got his own moves, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, David Moulton.
That's me right now. I've been watching Arcane.
That's your new introduction, by the way. You don't have a sound effect because
Yeah.
I don't have a soundboard on
You
my
don't have a
side of the
board.
desk.
No.
But your new introduction is, ladies and gentlemen, David Moulton.
It's me.
What's the name?
I've been watching Arcane. Now, I don't necessarily think this is something you'd be interested in, but for the people who like animated, adult animated shows or whatever, this is action drama. The first season I thought was well done, but I was just like, I'm just kind of interested. Season 2 is fantastic, and I'm really enjoying it. And they're dishing it out in, which I kind of like better than weekly. Like you get one episode a week. They're dishing it out in 3 episodes a week. And so you get like a decent chunk of time to watch the show and like get into it. But it's also not, you're just not sitting and binging it all day and like being like, oh my God, I love that, but I just wasted my whole day.
Right.
So anyway, Arcane, highly recommend it if that's something that interests you. And I've never played the game that the characters are based off of, so I can say that I am enjoying it, even though I don't know the reference material. I've also been reading, this is interesting for me, I decided to take a gamble and start reading IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's pretty good. I was like, I never really dived into them as a comic form, and as a prestigious reader like I am.
Yeah, an avid reader.
Yeah, I'm like,
you
if you're going to read comics,
graphic novels.
you
Yes.
might as well read the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I also played a game called Neva, which was an emotional journey that I thought was really well done.
Have I ever played that?
You have never played
Never.
Neva. Never, ever, ever. Have you ever
Never
played
have I
Neva?
ever played the Never.
And I'm watching Only Murders in the Building Season 3. I am on the back half of it. So we're going to find out who killed Paul Rudd
Oh my God.
any minute now.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So that's what I'm up to. But you know what I'm up to next week?
Ladies and gentlemen, David Moulton.
I'm going to be watching Wicked.
Can we just appreciate something from the show notes?
Yeah.
Did you look closely at next week?
I did. And I watched you type it in regular ink, and
Yep.
then it came out green.
Indeed.
It was weird.
That's it. That's called attention to detail, David.
And that's, if I say anything,
But I tell you
Ben
what.
has attention
I
to
tell you what.
detail.
I should have done even better. You know what I could have done better?
could you have done better?
I could have made half of it green and half of it pink. That would have been the Drew Schaefer move.
Whoa.
Drew would have made it pink and green.
Can we talk about Wicked for a minute?
Please.
Those popcorn containers,
Yes.
they glow.
Yes.
Doesn't that feel disruptive to you?
Let's see.
Yes.
No, I said let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting point. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, because I saw them and I was like, that's cool. And then I thought, ooh, how many people are not going to turn that off?
Yeah.
And be like, oh, that doesn't bother me, but yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so next week we're going to be watching Wicked. Look, if you want to tell us about what you thought about Wicked or anything else we talked about today or anything else in general, like we're here to listen. Podcast at pencinema.com. That's our new email. Podcast at pencinema.com. But Penn, say you want to support the show. What is the number one way to do that?
Well, the number one way is already sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
Really.
All right.
And here's what you do. You go down to your local discotheque.
A discotheque.
You go down. David, I'm talking.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm trying to say something important.
Okay, yeah.
You go down to your local discotheque.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Yeah.
And you go at the peak moment when it's most people.
Right.
Right? And then what do? You get on the dance floor and what do? You bust a move. You get everybody clamoring in all of Bayonne to know what's that move called?
Yeah.
And then you say, it's the Listen to the Penn Cinema podcast.
Yeah.
And then everybody's doing it. Everybody's sweeping the nation.
Yeah. Have you heard about Listen to the Penn Cinema podcast?
All the disc jockeys across the nation.
Yeah.
Detroit, D.C.
They're just playing our podcast and people are breaking down.
That's what I'm saying.
On the floor.
That's what I'm
Put a
saying.
beat behind it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shit is sick.
Yes.
Is what they said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you heard it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's legit.
Big. Say you don't got the moves.
Right.
You don't got legs, whatever.
Right. So what you do then?
Yeah.
that feels extreme.
Well, I mean, you got to count it all inclusive.
Right. All right. I'm editing out all kinds of things. If you don't want to bust a move, you're standing on the dance floor watching the guys bust a move.
Yeah.
Then you lean to the person next to you and say, "This is a pretty cool dance, but you know what I like? I like listening to the Penn Cinema podcast."
It's even better than dancing it.
That's even better.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. All right. Well, once again, for the Penn Cinema podcast, I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. Take care and party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.